Hi, this is Michael. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Waning Moon Oracle card spread for the energy of the collective for the last quarter of the current moon cycle. I've gone ahead and laid out a tarot card here. It's the moon card from the Circle of Life Tarot. It's a very interesting deck. It's very cool because it's circular. It's very neat. So I've laid that out to assist with the energy of the reading. The moon is currently in Scorpio and it enters the last quarter phase today, January 27th. The waning moon is the period where the moon is moving from the full moon phase to the new moon phase. And this period is associated with letting go of all that no longer serves you. So during this time, take a look at yourself, release any fears, self-limiting beliefs, anything that may be holding you back or doing you harm. The moon's releasing energy reaches its peak during the last quarter phase, so this is the perfect time to give up any bad habits, any addictions. It's a good time to remove yourself from any unhealthy situations, toxic relationships. You can use this powerful energy to unburden yourself from all grudges, regrets, anger, guilt. It's a good time for settling disputes, making amends, so be sure to forgive yourself and others. It's also a great time for self-analysis, inner reflection, meditation. The last quarter phase is completing the lunar cycle, so it's a time for rest and relaxation in order to prepare ourselves for the upcoming new moon and its renewing energies. So with that being said, let's get started with the collective reading and see what the cards have to tell us. So for today's reading, we're going to be using the Divine Dog Wisdom cards by Barb Horn and Randy Crutcher. The cards. It's another beautiful deck. So we're going to give them a quick shuffle here before we get started. Like I said, this is going to be a Waning Moon Oracle spread. And for the first card in this spread, what is the current energy of the collective during the waning moon cycle? Okay, and we have patience. Patience any day now. Cute. So the current energy of the collective, we're all patient. Some of us may be waiting on something, waiting to hear back on something, waiting for a relationship, waiting for issues to be resolved in a relationship, waiting for promotion. It's that time of year for some people, waiting for a good review, but we're all being patient, patiently waiting. Okay, so the next card we're looking for is what things from the past is the collective clinging on to. So what things from the past is the collective clinging on to? These are things that we need to release, things we're clinging on to from the past, things that no longer serve us. Okay, looking for things from the past that the collective is clinging on to. We have something that popped out here. We have loss. Okay. So regarding that, we could be holding on to a loss, whether it be loss of a loved one, a loss of someone in a relationship. Could just be not allowing those feelings to pass, holding on to those. So it's a good time to go ahead and release those. And allowing yourself to grieve, like it says. Okay, so the next card here we're looking for is what expectations for the future is the collective clinging on to? So expectations for the future that the collective is clinging on to, these expectations that we're clinging on to that might not be useful. Lust. Gotta have it. So, some of us, especially in relationships, some of you out there might be clinging on to the fact of getting with someone to get with someone, instead of focusing on the love aspect, focusing on the lust aspect. Expecting them to put out, or expecting things to progress in a more sexual way than a loving way first. You know, this may resonate with some, may not resonate with all. You know, sex in a relationship is important, very important, of course, but it's probably not the most important aspect. So if you're basing your aspect, if you're basing a relationship on the lust aspect versus the love aspect, that could be something that's troubling you or troubling the relationship, so that could be something to release. Focus more on the love aspect. Okay, so for this next card, we're going to be looking for what habits or behaviors are holding the collective back. What habits or behaviors are holding the collective back? Acceptance. Loving what is. So maybe just the fact of being accepted, feeling accepted, might be holding some of us back. Maybe it's accepting others, not accepting others for how they are, or their differences. Loving what is. Okay, so for this next card, I'm going to be looking for what does the collective need to accept that cannot be changed. What does the collective need to accept that cannot be changed? Breakthrough. Be bold. Okay, so what does the collective need to accept that cannot be changed? I take this as, in order to progress, in order to move forward, we must be bold. We must continue working at something until we have a breakthrough. It's inevitable. You can't not move forward without pushing through. So, be bold. You know, in order to get yourself out there, in order to be brave, you have to be bold. You can't sit on your hands and you can't sit at home. You have to push yourself. You have to get out there. Get out there with the world, whether it be physically or even on the internet. So it's inevitable that you must be bold. You must have breakthroughs in what's holding you back in order to push yourself to become the best that you can be, to become what you want to be. Okay, so for this next card, we're going to be looking for what needs to be nurtured, healed, and protected by the collective during this waning cycle. So pop out here. What needs to be nurtured, healed, and protected by the collective during this waning cycle? And we've got tenderness. Aww. Gentle, loving care. Beautiful. So what needs to be nurtured, healed, and protected by the collective during this waning cycle? Gentle, loving care. Tenderness. Whether it be caring for yourself, caring for others. Just be gentle, be kind, be respectful of yourself, be respectful of others. It's definitely a quality to nurture. and a lot of healing can come from that. It's beautiful. Okay, so for this last card, the last card is going to be a message for the collective from the universe. So to sum it all up, to wrap it all up nicely, let's look for a collective message from the universe. What do you got from us, dogs? What the divine dogs got for us? Message from the universe. Awakening. Awakening. One eye open. Eyes wide open. And with that card, it means that something in you or something in the collective is coming alive or coming alive again. It could be a new understanding or a new perspective on things. It could also be literally spiritual awakening for some, which could be gradual, could be sudden even for some. Could be learning new truths about oneself, about society. That's a good card. Good boy. Okay, so that's a good reading overall. Collective, we currently are very patient. We're waiting any day now for things to happen, things to keep moving forward for us, to have the breakthroughs that we need. But we must be bold. During this moon phase that we're in, this last quarter phase, we need to release things that no longer serve us. Things like dwelling upon loss. So allow yourself time to grieve on those and release those. Also the feelings of lust over love. Focus more on the love aspect of relationships. Being accepting of these losses and also accepting of others for what they are, how they are, who they are. Accepting yourself even. Being more tender with yourself, tender with others, tender with those in your relationship. And if we keep releasing all this that no longer serves us, being bold, working towards what we do want, we will have this awakening and see things from a new perspective. So I hope you enjoyed the reading for today. Thanks for tuning in.